Hey everyone, we're going to go over some of the best practices that you can use for your next study website. So this is a generic website we've set up for a gout study. We do have examples of best practices for various conditions, but this one will serve as a universal template for you as a sponsor or a CRO that's looking to create a study website for your upcoming study or a study that's currently underway. So let's go over some of the few key things. Well, of course, the biggest thing is you're going to have your study's branding. So you'll have a nice logo associated to that, which will essentially dictate the color scheme and the fonts and whatnot for the website. So that way you have a uniform look. Next, you want to have a home icon that people can easily recognize and click in case they're on one of your other pages and need to revert back. Then you want to talk a little bit about the study itself in this page, which we'll click through later on, and help the patient find out if they're eligible through another page. Then you can help them figure out what's going to go on for the gout and study treatment. And then next, they can learn a little bit more about clinical research. And if you want, you can also have a study center locator so they can easily pinpoint this. This can be in lieu of having a pre-screener form that ultimately directs them to the right study site. So it depends on what your setup is for your study. If you want them to ultimately find the research site that's best for them, or if you want them to fill out the pre-screen form and then direct them based on their zip code to the best or nearest research site. So now let's go in a little bit deeper. First you're going to have your header image on the home page. This is going to really capture a person's attention. So you want something that signifies someone that has a condition. From there, you want a quick call to action that leads them to learn more ultimately, and very quickly. So that way, if they're interested, they move on really quickly. If not, you want to slowly funnel them by presenting them more and more information, and then help them with another call to action. Then you kind of want to provide all the different menu items again as big icons because they're going to have scrolled and maybe they're interested by this point. And then now you can have another summary at the bottom of the website, and you can also have a few other things that will help out. But now let's go to the next page, the gout study. This is where you can really dive into, the purpose of the study at hand, and help them learn if they qualify quickly by having another call to action. Of course, remember visuals are key. We all as human beings, we relate and resonate quickly with visuals. And then you can kind of go over a few key points such as the purpose of the study and help them find more information. Then again, another solid call to action. Now let's go to the eligible area. Now over here, you'll typically have a pre-screener questionnaire. We actually have another video that goes over the pre-screener setups on your website. So please request it from us, or stay tuned. We'll send it to you if we get a chance later on. Now let's go to the gout and study treatment page. Now over here, this will have some of the frequently asked questions about this area. So that way a potential patient can go over that stuff. And again, you see this call to action at the bottom in the footer. Now let's go to clinical research. Now you can see it's an FAQ about clinical research itself, separating itself from the gout and study treatment FAQs. Now you have the study center page, which can ultimately list out all the different research sites that are undergoing the study, or you can even have a listing of all the different study sites. My screen might be a little bit too small, so let me try to reduce everything a little bit for you so you can see it. 1 second. Now you can see the map that we have, and then you can have a directory set up as we do with some of the study websites, and that way a patient can quickly figure out a research site that's next to them, or like I mentioned earlier in the video, you funnel them to the right research site based on their answers of the qualification questions. Well, hopefully this gives you some ideas of how to set up your next site. There's a lot more tips that we can go into, but we want to just get you quickly introduced to the best practices. So feel free to reach out if you want to learn more, and if you're interested in getting your next study website developed by someone that's done it countless times. I think we've made over 150 study websites, so feel free to reach out to us.